elementary school for just a second. When I say long division, this is what I'm talking about. Write this up at the top. Let's do 4 divided by 60. Remember this from grammar school? You look at the first terms, 4 and 6. How many times can 4 go into 6? 1. Very good. So now you multiply 1 times 4, you'll get 4 right here, right? And what do we do right here? Subtract it. Good. So this will be, yes, 2, and then you bring down the what? 0. And then you start the process over, right? So how many times can 4 go into 20? And with a remainder, it'll be of 0, right? So remember long division, that's what we're doing, except with polynomials. Okay? So here's all the steps if you need them for long division, but you won't need to memorize these because you'll have them memorized after we do them. What goes on the outside here? X plus 3. Good. And on the inside, it'll be x squared plus 10x plus 21. And just like we did up there with the 4 and the 60, you just look at the first 2 terms. So what's the first term of my binomial right here? X. And what's the first term of this trinomial? That's the only 2 we care about right now. What do we have to multiply x by to get x squared? Good. So now we're going to multiply this x by both of these terms. So this would make what? And good. Notice I didn't put any plus or minuses, because when you bring them down under, this would make a positive x squared, but we do what? Let me go back up here. I think Miles helped me out with this one. He said 1 times 4 was 4. Why did we put negative? Because you have to do the opposite, right? Subtract. Same thing here. So even though this makes a positive x squared, we're going to do what? Subtract. And then this would be minus or plus 3x? Yes. Now we subtract. So these cancel. This makes what? Bring down the... Good. Now we're just looking at these first 2 terms. X. And what's my first term here? No. 7x. What do I need to multiply x by to get 7x? Plus 7. Okay. And now we're just multiplying this 7, just this term, by both of these. So 7 times x and 7 times 3. Good. Both of these need to be what? And so it give me what? That means there's no remainder. So the answer is x plus 7. That's 5? Okay. Thanks. Do what I can. Alright. Questions about that one? Let's try another one. This one's going to have a remainder, so we need to go over what to do with that. 3x minus 2 on the outside. Of course, this on the inside. Alright. Katie, tell me the only 2 terms I'm focused on right now.
6x plus 3 minus.
I'm only looking at what 2 terms? 3x and what? Good, just the first 2. Alright, Darren, what do I have to multiply this 3x by to get 6x cubed? 2x squared. Good, because you have to subtract the exponents, remember? Alright, Colby.
It's just like any other time, it's like you multiply coefficient.
Colby, what would I get if I multiplied both of these by 2x squared? Good. And negative. Good. It's going to change, right? 4x squared. Very good. Remember, you always change the sign when you bring it under. So when we add these, Michaela, what will we get? And you got to bring down what? Very good. Now we're just looking at what 2 terms, Logan? 3x squared. Yes, just these first 2. So So we're just basically starting the process over. What do we need to multiply this 3x by, Camden, to get 3x squared?
X.
Good. So when I multiply both of these by x, I'll get what, Brandon?
That'd be 3x squared.
And
Positive 2x.
good. And this will be what right here, Brandon?
That'll cancel out.
Yeah, because you're subtracting. And this will give me negative 3x, bring down the 4. Alright, Jalen, what two terms am I looking at?
Can I get some help?
No. What's the first term here?
3x.
First term down here.
Oh, negative 3x.
Alright, so Justin, what do I need to multiply this 3x by to get negative 3x?
1.
Not just 1.
Oh, negative 1.
Yes. So that'll give me 3x. What's going to be right here when I multiply these? This negative 1 and negative 2 right here. Positive 2, but down here it'll be what? So what's my remainder?
2.
Alright, in elementary school you would write like R2, not in this
Yeah.
class.
It's 2 over 3.
Yes, you're going to write the plus 2 right here. That's going to be on top. That's your remainder. On bottom, you put 3x minus 2, which is what you're dividing by. That's it. So here's your final answer. Again, the numerator is the remainder. Denominator is this binomial that you're divided by. We're going to do one more together. If you don't need to, you can just kind of work on your own. Is there any specific one y'all want to do out of 3, 4, and 5? 5? Okay. So 5, let's go ahead and write this on the outside. Alright, Solomon, tell me the first two terms I'm focused on.
3a and 18a squared.
Then tell me what I need to multiply 3a by.
6.
6.
A.
Good. Alright, Victor, when I multiply both of these by 6a, I'll get what?
18a squared minus 12a.
Good, so let's go ahead and change those. Alright, when I add these miles, what will I get?
Those will cancel out.
Very good. Bring down the plus 9. Alright, now I'm focused on these two terms. 3a, first term here. So Ransom, what would I have to multiply 3a by to get 18a? Go ahead.
6.
Very good. Positive 6. Alright, Antonio, when I multiply both of these by 6, I'll get what? Good, and good. So when I add them, I'll get what? Go ahead. 21. Alright, so tell me how I'd write that. Anybody? Very good. Any questions about long division? Then do 3 and 4 on your own. What was your question? Okay.
You said you're doing 4.
3 and 4.
write it like you see it. Because which one will come first?
Alright, you spend about 1 more minute working on this.
So you can't combine these, right? And this will actually be 4x cubed right here. So you just write it just like you see it. And then you start with 1. So if you multiply this out, get this. Yeah, these are first 2 times out.
Alright, the first one was easy, right? Yes? What did everybody get for the first one?
6 plus 8.
Yeah, no remainder, right? Do I need to go over this one? Yes? Okay. I'll put x minus 5 on the outside. X squared plus 3x minus 40. What did y'all put for the first one right here? I'm going to erase this so nobody can cheat. What do I have to multiply x by to get x squared? X. So that'll be x squared minus or plus 5x? Plus 5x. Good. Got to change the sign. So this will be 8x minus 40. Then what do I need to multiply this by to get this? Good. So it'll be what underneath? Negative 8x and plus 40. See how these will cancel out? So you'll have remainder 0. Everybody was good with that one? Alright, the next one kind of threw y'all off. Here's why. You have 2x plus 1 and 8x to the 4th minus 4x squared plus x plus 4. This one's different because if you look at this one, see how it skips from 4 to 2? It doesn't have 4, 3, 2 with the exponents like these do. This one goes from 2 to 1. This one goes from 2 to 1, 3, 2, 1. So here's what you do. Nothing's changed. The first thing we need to do is multiply it by what? 4x cubed. That'll make what underneath? Good. Negative 8x to the 4th. Yes. So here's what threw y'all off. Because can we subtract these? Because they have different what? So we just write it just like we see it. Which is what? What goes first? Good. Minus 4x squared. And now you just start the process over. Look at these first 2 terms. What do I need to multiply 2x by to get negative 4x cubed? Negative 2x what now? Squared. Good. What goes underneath? And negative 2x squared. Positive 2x squared. Got to change the sign. This will make what? 2x squared or? Good. Negative 2x squared. Bring down the what?
4.
X. Good. We haven't brought that down yet. Alright, now what do we need to multiply this by? Negative x. Good. So that'll make positive 2x squared. Go ahead. Minus x or plus x? Plus x. So this will make what right here? And bring down the 4. Now we need to multiply it by 1. Good. Plus 1. That'll make 2x minus or plus 1? Good. So your remainder is 3. So how do I write that up here? Very good. That one was kind of lengthy, right? Synthetic, what we're about to do is so much quicker. Time saver. It's just a little bit more steps. Everybody go with long division? Alright, flip it over. Now here's all the steps to synthetic. But remember, long division looked like it had a lot of steps too. This doesn't. It's easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the steps as we're working them out. Okay? So step 1, what we're going to do is take the binomial we're dividing by, set it equal to 0. X minus 4 equals 0. So I just took this, set it equal to 0. So when I solve for x, I'll get what?
4.
Very good. I'm going to put that on the outside of this contraption I'm about to draw. So that goes on the outside. And what goes right here are going to be the coefficients of this right here. But the trick is we can't skip exponents. So for example, remember on the last problem how it skipped from 4 to 2? We would have to put a 0 for that x cubed coefficient. So here's what I'm talking about. First, let's check, does this skip? It goes from 3 to 2 to 1 to 0. So it doesn't skip any, right? So we can just write the coefficients as we see them. First coefficient is what? Next one? Next one? And?
Negative 24.
Good. And I want you to draw a box underneath the negative 24. This is called your remainder box. You already came in like 10 minutes tardy. You can wait. You can wait. No. No, no. Alright. Here's the pattern. First thing you're going to do is always bring down this 2. Or whatever number's right here. You're going to bring it down. And you are going to multiply. I want you to write this underneath. Multiply everything that's underneath this bar. Everything above this bar you're going to add. Multiply below, add above. And what you're going to multiply it by is always going to be what's on the outside here. So this 4 times 2 will make what?
8.
That's where you're going to put it, is right here. So 4 times 2 is 8. We're going to add everything up here together. So what's negative 13 plus 8? Bring it down. Everything under here, again, multiply it by 4. So 4 times negative 5. Negative 20. So this will be 6. This will be what right here? What's your remainder? You remember this, Darren? You were good at this. Alright, you can try to say the answer. Go ahead.
Negative 2x cubed.
No.
2x squared.
It's going to be 2x squared. Where'd you get the x squared from? Subtract it from what? Yes, the highest exponent is 3. So you're going to start by 2x squared. Then you go right in order. So this will be negative 5, just x, and plus. Very good. That's it. Do y'all like this way better than long division? Yeah, I figured. Alright, let's move to number 3, because this one's kind of different. Okay. First thing we'll do is set this equal to 0 and solve. Go ahead and do that on your own. Or if you could just do it in your head, do it in your head. What's the x going to be?
2.
How'd you get 2? So x is what? Negative 1/3. That's what you put out front. Nobody freak out because it's a fraction. And the reason it's a fraction because there's a number in front of x, right? These are kind of different than if you just had g minus 2 or x minus 4. That's why I want to do this one together. So the first thing you're going to have to do before we even put the coefficients here is take this number, I'm going to put a circle around it, and divide everything in here by that number. We didn't do this in Algebra 2 true. We didn't do this kind. So tell me, first of all, did we skip any x's? You sure? Skip the constant, right? Everybody see that? We went from 4, 3, 2, 1. We don't have a constant here, so we did skip that one. So in that place, we have to put a what? 0. Alright, but let's start from the top. This coefficient is going to be what? 1, because we got to divide by 3. This next one? Next. 1/3. Next. 7 over 3, next. 0. Remainder box always goes underneath that last number. Alright, Colby, tell me what to do first.
You're going to bring down the
Good. Alright. Good. So what's negative 1/3 times 1? Yep. Alright, Kelsey, on this one we're going to add these, right? Well, what's negative 5 plus negative 1? What's negative 6 divided by 3? Yes. I'll go over that one more time. So we're adding the tops. That makes negative 6 divided by 3 would be negative 2. Alright, Brandon, when we multiply these two, we'll get what?
2.
Yes. So, Katie, right here, this 1 and 2 will make what? It'll make 3 though, right? And then divided by 3 will be what? Yes. Alright, this right here will be what? Negative 1/3. This right here will be 6 over 3, which is right here. Negative 1/3. Negative 2/3. And the remainder is what? And we'll talk about what we do with that remainder in just a second. Or I'll see if y'all remember. Tell me how to write just this part as the answer. X cubed plus minus, or excuse me, plus. Alright, do y'all remember how to write this when it's a fraction? Say it again. Yes, but let's simplify that. If we have negative 2 over 3 over 3x, or excuse me, it'd be x minus 1/3. The 1/3 came from here. And we simplify all this. Do y'all remember what it's going to be? Victor, you remember? Okay. All you do, I'm going to make it easy. Instead of simplifying this, here's an easy way. You keep the top, negative 2, just the top, because it's going to cancel out over here, and write the original binomial underneath it. So again, keep the top, just write 3x plus 1 underneath. That'd be easier than multiplying all this out and dividing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do you divide by 3? I don't remember doing that.
I know in Algebra 2 with Trig we didn't, because I told them they would do this in pre-cal, so y'all didn't do this in pre-cal.
I don't think so.
How did y'all, do you remember how did y'all did it?
I'm pretty sure we just
have a box method like this.
I don't remember doing that either.
Dividing?
I don't remember
Y'all just left it?
Yeah, I think we just left it
Yeah.
and then just worked it out.
Okay. I'll have to ask about that. Alright, I want you to try 2, 4, and 5 on your own. Once you get those done and they're correct and I've checked it, you can pack up. So the one we just did, number 5, is the only one like that. Where you have to divide.
We learned the 0 for what we learned now.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it'll have to be a 0 right here. Fill in this first and you bring this 1 down. You always bring that first number down.
Okay, so you said that was a 0, and then you go
And then you also skip just G, right? And then you skip this 2 over there. And then the last number will be. Yes, very good. Don't forget your zeros if you skip an exponent. I'll be right there. I'm going to stop recording right quick before I forget.